Welcome to Clear News Daily for April 28, 2026. Everything you hear is purely news and facts. We are not sharing any opinions or passing any judgment of any kind. Today we cover world news, news from the United States, tech and business, and sports. Let's get started. Now we turn to world news. In this section, we have two international stories with major implications for global diplomacy, energy markets, and millions of people across different regions. King Charles III made history today as only the second British monarch to address a joint session of Congress, following his mother Queen Elizabeth II in 1991. The state visit is timed to celebrate the 250th anniversary of American independence. The king urged cooperation between the two countries during a period of diplomatic strain. The UAE's departure is a significant blow to OPEC, which it joined nearly 60 years ago. As the group's third-largest producer, its exit removes a major source of output flexibility that OPEC used to manage supply shocks. Analysts say other members could follow, potentially weakening the cartel's influence over global markets. Now turning to news from the United States. We have two stories today, one about a political development in Florida and one involving federal education funding and students' rights. Governor DeSantis convened a special legislative session to push through new congressional district lines. The proposed map, released just before the session opened, is designed to give Republicans an advantage in up to 4 additional districts. The move is part of a wider national redistricting effort ahead of the November midterms. Secretary McMahon's Capitol Hill appearance drew pointed questions from members of both parties about recent cuts to federal education programs. Lawmakers pressed her on what reductions mean for local school districts and for protections under civil rights law. The hearing comes as many districts report uncertainty about future federal support. Now for tech and business news. Today's stories cover a strong earnings beat from one of America's largest automakers and fresh concerns about the finances behind one of the biggest names in artificial intelligence. General Motors posted a strong quarterly result, surpassing Wall Street expectations by more than $1 per share. A favorable Supreme Court decision on tariffs added roughly $500 million to the company's outlook for the year. The beat signals resilience for domestic automakers despite higher operating costs tied to the ongoing conflict in Iran. A report in the Wall Street Journal raised questions about OpenAI's financial trajectory ahead of a possible public offering. The company's CFO reportedly flagged concerns internally about whether rising compute costs could be covered if user and revenue growth do not accelerate. The news sent shares of partner companies, including Oracle, lower on Tuesday. Finally, we wrap up with sports. Today we have a high-scoring classic from the UEFA Champions League semi-finals and a playoff sweep from the NBA's top seed in the Western Conference. PSG and Bayern Munich delivered one of the highest-scoring Champions League semi-final first legs in recent memory, with 9 total goals. Kane's opener gave Bayern an early lead, but PSG's attack, led by Kvaratskhelia and Dembele, proved too much to contain. The second leg in Munich will be a must-watch on May 6. Oklahoma City became the first team to reach the second round of the 2026 NBA playoffs after sweeping Phoenix 4-0. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continued to lead the team with another strong scoring performance. The Thunder's third straight first-round sweep signals they remain a top contender to defend their Western Conference title. Here is a quick recap of everything we just covered. In world news, King Charles III became the second British monarch to address a joint session of Congress, and the UAE announced it is leaving OPEC on May 1. In the United States, Florida called a special session to redraw its congressional map, and the Education Secretary faced questions about school funding cuts. In tech and business, General Motors beat earnings expectations and raised its forecast, and a report raised concerns about OpenAI's revenue growth. In sports, PSG beat Bayern Munich 5-4 in the Champions League, and OKC swept the Suns to reach the second round. Thank you for watching Clear News Daily for April 28, 2026. These summaries are shared for awareness to help you stay connected with what is happening around the world. Remember, everything you heard today is purely news and facts with no opinions or judgments. Stay curious and stay informed. That is a wrap for today. If you found these headlines useful, please like this video and subscribe to Clear News Daily for fresh headlines every day. Hit the bell so you never miss an update. See you next time.